live. Some people are going to be watching it live. I've disabled chat because I don't know, sometimes like I don't mind if people comment, obviously, but like sometimes going live means also inviting people to comment on things that just are not, I don't even know, like to reply to comments. Some people just, I don't know, like I just haven't really enjoyed it sometimes, and I'm like, like I wish I did. I wish that I could, but I just don't. That's okay. Okay, so I wanted to talk about like ethics and how harmful it is when other therapists clearly don't give a shit. And it's so tough because like um yeah, like there are just so many people who don't care in this field and will be very open about, to other people outside of the field about like all of the shit that they're doing. And then like there's other stuff that happens that I'm like, wow, you felt comfortable with that. And like I mean, yeah, like oh my God. I'm like in therapist forums and like the things therapists ask that I'm just like, okay, well, like, uh, Jesus. And all of the things that like therapists do, it's like so interesting, especially to each other. Like, there are therapists out there that'll be like, you can't do this and you can't do that. And it's like, that's an ethical gray area. So, like, it's okay. Like, you just have to develop that for yourself. Like, are you harming your client? No, it's probably okay. Like, you do have to take things into account. But like, there was a recent one that was like, can you attend a client's wedding? And a lot of people said no. And I'm like, okay, well, um, me and another person's therapist, and the other person who was getting married, me and the other person's therapist, we sat at the same table. It was a move that I think both of us like actually like really agreed with because of the situation that I can't really go into, but because of the situation that like the clients, my client, the other therapist client, were in, and I just didn't. Ooh, well, I didn't. Sorry. I just didn't, I wasn't going to miss a person's wedding who absolutely was going to benefit from two therapists going and a bunch of like people from support groups. So, like as a therapist, you can do that. That's up to you. Again, both parties, their therapist did show up to their wedding. So, we did the best that we could. Sorry, it is funny to me. And as an art therapist, what happened was I was doing my internship down the street from the Yale Art Gallery. The Yale Art Gallery is free. They do talks on Tuesdays, or did talks on Tuesdays or Thursday. One of the days that I was at my internship, I was able to go to this Yale Art Gallery. And I took my clients down. Everything was fine, like, and like other programs that offered art therapy in that area also took the clients to the Yale Art Gallery because it was free. So like all of this stuff about like, well, what's beneficial? Well, I mean, like, and as a therapist, as I've been to, there are free nights for at the art galleries, at the Whitney, at the MoMA, on Friday nights. So have I been with my clients? Absolutely. Have I offered that to my clients? Absolutely. Have some of them taken me up on it? Absolutely. Do they know the limitations? Absolutely. Like, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, you get to choose, like, is it going to harm my client? It hasn't. It didn't. Like, it's this very interesting place to be where it's like, okay. Now, I don't know what this other therapist was expecting. So I shouldn't call them a therapist. They're like a student. So they were kind of like, hey, I have my, like, before you get your full license, you get like an associate license. So they were like, oh yeah, I have this associate license, But I don't find any difference between like being paid as an associate and then being paid as like a fully licensed therapist, counselor, social worker, whatever it was. So they were like, so what should I do instead? And I was like, advocacy is a perfectly good venue for this. Like you can advocate for like therapists to be paid more. That would be great. You can be a therapist who doesn't accept insurance and costs $400 every session. That's legal. I know some of you are probably losing your crap right now, but like, it's also okay. Some therapists do that. The other part of that is that there's people like, who's that one? Brene Brown, right? She has never sat as a therapist and done therapy. She has done research. She wrote a book. People like it. You know, there's perfect, like, she probably gets paid a lot because she's sought after. And, you know, she did her TED Talk. She has built a platform basically on research that she started as her doctorate in college. So, can you go and do something else? Absolutely. You know, public speaking is perfectly fine. Like, you know, when you have I don't even think she has a license. She has a doctorate. When you have a doctorate, people look at you as if you have a doctorate. So you don't even have to sit with your clients in order to be a public speaker. And then, so a long time ago, I had a client who told me that he had a friend who was a therapist, and that therapist was either open with him or open with other people about sleeping with her clients. And so, I mean, obviously, ethically, you shouldn't do that, like, ever. I don't understand how anyone does that. Oh my God. Like, when I was single, I wouldn't even date people who thought that my job was sexy, because if I have a bad day, and I've had really bad times in counseling just because my clients were going through a lot, like, usually my clients are like, I'm thinking about breaking up, or, you know, hey, like, you know, here's some things that have happened in the past. Like, there was like oh God, I don't, like, oh man. Was it like 2 months of just like my clients in constant, I think it was like 2 months of my clients constantly in like emergencies that were like significant emergencies, like talking like 3 times a week emergencies, which like it's not usual for me. But like I can't imagine dating someone who thinks that my job is sexy. Oh, God, ugh. And like having stuff like that happen, and then having this person still like almost dismiss me if like I'm going to be with them. You know, again, didn't want to date those people. I'm kind of like, could you find a sex worker who will pretend to be your therapist? That I don't have to do this. Like, ew. And I also can't believe that this other therapist who practiced somewhere, you know, in Eastern Connecticut, was open about this, where I'm like, how are you open about your sex life like that? But also, like, how are you, like, are you telling people about your very unethical behavior? Like, I'm over here, like, you know, I know that, I had a billing person last year. The billing person, I looked at something that they did because I had to, like, this client has 2 insurances. So I looked back at what they did, and I checked the dates, and they accidentally put the wrong dates for last year, and like it everything's kind of messed up. So like it just like crap, you know, and I'm over here freaking out about this, and some therapists would never think twice about it. And like it just amazes me that I'm over here like, I'm trying to do these tiny little things that are making sure that like I'm not doing anything wrong, and this therapist is like out here telling people that they've slept with their clients, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, how do like, my client never told me this other therapist's name, Because I'm pretty sure I would have reported that person because I would have been like, oh my God, this person, whether or not it was actually happening, like, was saying it was happening. I can't, I don't, it gives, it gives the field a bad name when people are out there doing this shit. And like sometimes I read the like stuff that happens where people lose their licenses, and it's like, how did you think any of this was okay? Now, there have been a couple of like case studies where they're like, what did this person do wrong? And it's like, I don't know. What did this person do wrong? And it's like, oh, well, they had a dual relationship. And like, but it was like a therapist worked at one agency, switched to another agency, saw some of the same kids, took the kids out for ice cream, and then came back, and it was like, well, what was the issue? I don't, what was the issue? The dual relationship. Like, it was never disclosed to the new agency that they worked with this. And I'm like, I don't know, you're gonna have to work really hard on me on convincing me that like the second agency didn't know. Like, because I'm like, well, they're denying that, but like, did they change any of the records? Do they know that for sure? Like, that this person definitely did not say, hey, I've worked with these kids before? Like, I, I forgot that I had worked with someone, and like, I had seen pictures of this person, and it never dawned on me. Like, I worked at a psych hospital. I saw 70 clients per day. And like, over the course of a year, like, with all of the changing and switching and everything, it was probably like over 1,000 a year. So like, could I forget someone? Oh, absolutely. And like, I did run into this person who was at a different, actually, like, there was 3 group homes. They were at a different group home, and I really did not like ever, but once it was like, oh no, this person has worked with me, remembers me, it was like, it was disclosed, obviously, because like, once that person saw me, they were like, oh my God, I know you. And I was like, oh, okay. So like, it was disclosed, obviously, because like, it's not like I could hide that. And it was fine. Like, there wasn't anything that was like, oh, this is going to be painful for this client. It was almost helpful to the situation of like what I could remember. But again, it's one of those things where I'm like, well, I mean, Jesus, if like this other person is getting in trouble for possible dual relationships, and I'm over here like, yeah, I worked with this kid, I guess, at some point, like, it could be, and this is like a long time ago, like, it could be that someone would be like, and it's like, okay, I mean, there's so much in this field. But yeah, I do miss doing lives. I really do miss making videos and content. I just it's been really busy, and I just went on vacation, came back, and like, I have so much paperwork that I'm already like, oh, okay. The only reason that I could do this now is because one of my clients canceled. And I think that's about every time I do a video. It's like, oh, I could do the video because a client canceled. And because I'm not calling insurances a million times a day. I do still have to call more insurances and try and even figure out what's going on, because that's fun. Because I got it. It wasn't clients this time. It wasn't clients that had the issue. The emergency issues that I was talking about before, they started while I was on vacation one time, which now is giving me anxiety about going on vacation. So that's fun. Yay. Anyway, I do better get going. I'm so glad that people watched. Yay. I'm also glad that people want to watch while I'm not having chat available, because I know that can be very important for some people. Anyway, yes, so I will hopefully talk with you all soon, and I'm so glad that you like, subscribe, and share these videos, because I'm just trying to like kind of give a whole encompassed like view of therapy, and I hope that that's kind of what I'm doing. But I mean, Jesus, it's the internet, like whatever, things are gonna people are gonna be unhappy, and some people who are my fans are gonna be my fans, which is like amazing and wonderful and like so appreciated. All right, I hope you have a great day. Bye.